Alright, my lovers, how is everybody getting on? Today is not a good day for Football Daily. That's right, we're talking about our 2021 predictions. Dear God. Okay lads, that's pretty much 2021 done and dusted. Almost 12 full months into the year, which means I can comfortably review and look back on the two predictions videos for the calendar year we posted on Football Daily and Euro Football Daily, each titled 10 predictions for 2021. Now before I get into this, I want you guys at home to leave a comment below with your prediction for 2022, because we are going to be making another predictions video, and this time I want to include fans' comments. So if your comment gets selected, it'll go into the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And whilst you're down there, hit the like button, hit subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, let's not mess about. I'm not going to lie, I've got the videos up in front of me here. I haven't watched them yet. I haven't watched them through, so I can't remember exactly what was said. I have seen the thumbnails, and I already know one's incorrect, because Mikel Arteta was on the thumb. We're going to start with the Football Daily version. 10 Football Daily predictions of 2021. As you can see, it was released December 30th, 2020. So almost a full calendar year ago. Let's crack on.
Hello and welcome to Football.
It's Pato on VO. First thing I noticed, doesn't mean that Pato wrote the script. I'm not sure who wrote the script for the predictions video, but just because somebody voiced it doesn't necessarily mean they wrote it. It might have been somebody else within the team. I want to make that pretty clear.
Predictions for 2021 in football. 10. Atletico will win La Liga. We make...
It's some start. It's some start for Football Daily, isn't it? I mean, Atletico, of course, did go on to win La Liga. I do want to point out that it did seem fairly obvious, even around Christmas time of 2021, that they were going to go on to win La Liga, given that Real Madrid and Barcelona were having a sort of semi-meltdown. I think Sociedad were their closest rivals around the Christmas period. But let's see the reasoning, and let's see how much of it was correct.
We make this prediction every season, but this season we might just be right.
We do.
Despite the losses of Partey and Morata in the summer, Atletico have been bolstered by the arrival of Luis Suarez, while Joao Felix is looking like the superstar Simeone paid 120 million euros for, with the four...
Is he though? Oof.
With the fewest goals conceded across Europe's top 5 leagues, and a respectable attack which ranks 4th best in Spain, with 13.2 shots per 90, their highest tally since 2012-13, as well as their best shots on target and XG numbers in 4 seasons. And as good...
Just so many statistics just being launched at me, like thrown down my throat. But do you know what? We do tend to base the majority of our opinions on statistics here at Football Daily, and this one looks like it has bared fruit. Finally.
9. Arteta will be sacked. Every week it seems that Arsenal is set...
Wow, that's an L. There has been periods though, hasn't there? You think back to those sort of first 3 games where people were questioning, again, is Arteta the right man for the job? We've also gone bold here. In the words of that TikTok Portuguese bloke, I'm going bold. You're incorrect. He wasn't sacked.
After 12 games, the Gunners had taken their fewest points since 1974-75 and had lost at home to Wolves for the first time since 1979, Burnley for the first time since 1974, and Leicester since 1973, all while averaging just 10 shots a match. And
decent.
Arteta's team seems to have deteriorated since his early days in charge. Though
Ooh. I'd say Arteta's team right now, to be fair, Pat didn't know that they would have a very decent summer and the recruitment would massively improve, is looking pretty decent. It's in a good shape right now. I think if they can get a striker through the door, we're looking at an exciting time for Arsenal. You know, as I predicted when I said they'd finish 5th. But, you know. I'm sorry.
More worryingly, his belief in experience has tied the club into huge long-term contracts for Willian and Aubameyang, taking over 500k a week out of a war chest which should have been earmarked for a full rebuild. Even...
Oi, Pato. It's good from Pato. It is good. It might be a bit obvious now. At the time, people weren't saying that. They just weren't. They were saying that Aubameyang deal was the right thing to do.
But unless technical director Edu gets the boot too, Arsenal's woes will just start all over again. 8.
It's an L.
The biggest transfer of next summer will be Mbappé. Between Haaland, Sancho and David Alaba, some high-profile players will change hands next summer, but no one more talented or more expensive than Kylian Mbappé. At the time...
This is like it's an L, but it's a half L, isn't it? It's not quite correct, but let's not forget that Real Madrid did bid 200 million euros on deadline day to get this transfer done. So, although it didn't quite happen, it was probably the biggest transfer of the summer, other than a signature. I'm clutching. I know, I'm clutching.
The only question is where he'll go, with Real Madrid favourites, but Man City and Liverpool also mooted as potential destination.
He's going Madrid. I mean, he's just going Madrid, isn't he?
7. Messi will finally win an international trophy.
Oi! It's a big call. It's a big call. And it's another correct one, isn't it? What are we? 2 dubs, 2 L's so far. Messi did, of course, win an international trophy. Won the Copa America. That's, I think, pretty successful predicting there by the boys. It's pretty successful.
And while the holders still boast the strongest squad in South America, the side is in transition.
Who picked that photo? The quality is shocking. It looks like it's been took on a potato.
With the tournament taking place in both Argentina and Colombia, the Albiceleste have the home advantage and the momentum. All they need now is the trophy. 6. Rangers will deny...
And they took it home.
Celtic 10 in a row. Ronnie Dyler has...
It's another dub. This is another dub. Rangers did deny Celtic 10 in a row. So we're now 3 dubs, 2 L's across 5 predictions. That is some going, because usually our predictions are f***ing terrible.
It's hard to argue it's worked, with Steven Gerrard's Rangers topping the table unbeaten at the time of writing, with a double-figure points lead on the boys and a comfortable derby win under them.
So it's a bit obvious, wasn't it? At the time, you know, double-figure points lead. I mean, this one kind of counts, but we could all see it coming at the time. They were so imperious, Rangers, weren't they? You know, it counts, but I got a little bit overexcited before. It's in there.
All that puts the girls on course to end the Hoops run of 9 titles in a row. And with Odds and Edouard linked with a move next summer, 2021 could begin a new era of light blue dominance. 5.
And Odds and Edouard got that move in the summer to Crystal Palace. Do we count that? Do we count that as a prediction correct? Another obvious one, really, though, wasn't it? Because his contract was running low. Too good for Celtic. So, you know, I'm not going to count it. It's too obvious.
5. PSG will hire Pochettino. In reach...
Another one that felt obvious, though. At the time, I feel like Pochettino was being massively linked to PSG. I want to listen to what Pat says.
PSG's Qatari owners have never sacked a coach mid-season, so it's likely that Tuchel will see out a contract which ends next summer. But then we back Pochettino for the hot seat.
I mean, close, because obviously Tuchel did get sacked mid-season, didn't they? He took the opportunity to sack Thomas Tuchel and he went on to win the Champions League. An absolute whopper of a disaster for PSG. But they did bring in Pochettino, so although Pat got his dates wrong, Pochettino being selected as the next man to come through the door at PSG was correct.
A top-tier coach to match their top-tier ambitions, Pochettino should be PSG's first call once the campaign is done. 4. Barcelona will miss out on UCL football. It's easy...
Ooh. Goodness me. Now, they obviously didn't miss out on Champions League football, I presume, in the way that Pat is about to say, but we've seen him in the Champions League, haven't we? We've seen him in the Champions League this season absolutely fall apart. I think missing out on the last 16 for the first time in God knows how long. So I almost want to count this. Like, they've not missed out, but they've been a catastrophe. This is like a half point, in my opinion. Maybe a bit biased there.
Unlikely to win the European Cup, Barcelona need to overtake 2 of those teams to earn a 17th successive season in the UCL. We wouldn't bet on it. 3. Robert Lewandowski will be European top scorer. On the...
Yeah, again, this one was a fairly easy one, given the rate he was scoring goals at the time, but it did come true. It's another correct prediction. This has been maybe the best prediction video Football Daily's ever done. Even though the majority of them, and I'm sure the comments right now are going, it's so obvious, all of these are so obvious. It doesn't mean that you get your predictions right just because they now seem obvious with hindsight. Honestly, the amount of predictions I've done that have been is embarrassing.
On the face of it, this prediction doesn't seem very impressive. Robert Lewandowski was the best goal scorer in the world.
Cheers, Pat.
But that streak will come to an end this campaign. At the time of writing, the veteran is the top scorer in Europe's top 5 leagues, and his main rivals are either older than him, in the case of Ronaldo and Zlatan, playing for struggling sides, in the case of Messi and Immobile, or likely to miss spells with injury, as in the case of Kane, Mbappé and Haaland. Lewandowski's durability...
I mean, spot on pretty much again, isn't it? But, again, very obvious.
2. France will win the Euros.
No good. No good. France, massive disappointment at the Euros. Huge incorrect shout here from Pat and Football Daily. But, having said that, it's one that everybody was making. Everybody thought France were going to win the Euros. The squad is better than any other squad in Europe. So, yes, it's an L. But you can see why we did it.
While the Netherlands and Italy will be keen to impress after time off the international scene, but France remain the...
Italy definitely bloody impressed, didn't they?
Portugal and Germany may be waiting in the Euros group stage, but that should just toughen the French up for the knockouts. Entering the tournament prepared for a battle, France's army of stars should see them return to Paris with the silverware.
Sad to say that one didn't come true, because we would have been going like 90% correct prediction rate if that one had hit. I'm not going to lie.
1. Man City will sign Messi.
Oh, went with the wrong club. Went with the wrong club, didn't we? Went with the wrong club.
With the end of the 2019-20 season delayed by COVID, Leo Messi's release clause proved unenforceable last summer, but we anticipate no such problems in 2021. The Argentinian...
Correct.
Aguero's deal is up next summer. They have the money to match Messi's insane €80 million contract, and Pep's system seems designed for a striker who can both get on the end of De Bruyne through balls or drop deep and create for the wingers. Essentially, for the man he made a star in Barcelona. While
it didn't happen at Manchester City, but I believe, judging by this image here, we might be about to hear some chat about PSG.
While PSG will surely make a bid, the possibility of Thomas Tuchel and Mbappé exits will tip the balance in City's favour. Messi.
Damn it, Pat. Why did you have to go so punchy with that last statement? Not too bad, though, across the board of that. Okay, so there we go. That was the end of 10 Football Daily predictions for 2021. I think Football Daily did really well there. I think if you're looking at those predictions, a solid 7 of them were pretty much spot on. Before we move on to EFD's predictions, I just want to look at some of the Football Daily comments. Theo Paul here. I love FD predictions. They seem so accurate, but next year we'll see how many are wrong, lol. Not that many, Theo. Not that many. Frank says, I bet my left kidney Arteta won't be sacked. He's way too good looking. You've still got your kidneys, Frank, so lucky boy. Young Stars, despite the absolute disaster that was number 4, I'd say this is shaping out to be FD's best ever predictions. Yes, Young Star. Yes. Everybody should keep in mind they probably filmed this before. We did film this before Christmas. We always film before Christmas. Get with the programme. Let's move on to EFD's predictions. Who's doing the voiceover?
Hello and welcome back to
Doogie.
the Football Daily, where with
Doogstar.
2021 nearly upon us, we've decided to predict
up.
10 things. 10. Griezmann is Messi's heir.
Oh dear. Not a great start by EFD, but let's try and hear some of Doogie and EFD's rationale.
Something remarkable has happened recently. The Frenchman has been fantastic. Whilst it took a visibly unhappy Griezmann until the 31st of October and his 8th game to contribute his first goal, recently he has taken off, with 3 goals and an assist in his last 7 matches at the time of writing. This renewed form...
What we've done here is we've based a prediction off 7 games then.
With his expected goals per 90 jumping to 0.53, his best tally of the last 7 years, Griezmann is finally showing that if Messi is to leave next summer, he might finally be ready to step into his enormous shoes.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
9. Napoli will win the Europa League.
It's a shocking start. Let's just have a look where Napoli actually went out, because I'm not going to lie, I can't remember the intricacies of the Europa League other than Manchester United falling apart in the final. Did they get through the groups, Napoli? Yeah, they did. They lost to Molde. They lost to Molde. Oh dear. They lost to Molde.
No side in Europe can top their 17.7 shots a game with 6.5 on target. And their shot differential, the gap between their shots and shots conceded of 9.3, dwarfs Bayern Munich's 3.7. With wins over Juventus, Roma,
Relax.
Inter, Lazio and Liverpool, not to mention a Coppa Italia triumph since the start of 2019-20, Napoli are used to performing under pressure. 32 years ago, Diego Maradona inspired them
They went on to lose to Molde. I can't even... I mean... Oh, God. It's a bad start for EFD.
8. Wout Weghorst to the Premier League.
What's going on? We need to get one right. Surely, EFD, you've got one right. Oh, God. Although, you know, big 6'6" Wout. Get him in.
This is a bit more specific, but we have a feeling it won't be long before Joe Tomlinson favourite Wout Weghorst moves to the Premier League. The 6'6" Dutchman...
Wout, get up. 6'6". Streak of piss. He would boss it for someone, though. Get him in.
...to 11 goals in 15 leagues.
How's the big dog doing this season, actually? I haven't been checking up on the main man. You know, he's still 6 in 13 starts. It's not too bad. He's 6'6". He's a big man.
And valued at just £27 million, we can't think of a better value signing for a Premier League club this summer.
Goals
West Ham might have had their fingers burnt the last time they shopped in Germany, but Weghorst is definitely worth a shot. 7.
That would still, I think, be a fairly decent sign for West Ham, by the way, as a backup / competing with Mikel Antonio for that number 9 spot. Quite direct, aren't they? And I think Wout Weghorst might suit them.
Will win the Euros.
Hang on. No. Sorry, I've just seen this. So, on the FD one we said France, and the FD one we said Portugal. Real great communication from the boys at Football Daily here. It's just so good. But I say that, at Football Daily, you know, different people write different scripts, different people have different opinions, so let's see what the reasoning was.
Add the star power of Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, João Felix, Bernardo Silva, Diogo Jota and Trincao, and it's clear Santos' side will be a match for anyone next summer.
They really should have done better, Portugal, shouldn't they? But some of the names there. Jesus Christ.
6. Going back to shock the Champions League.
For God's sake. Where did Gladbach finish in the Champions League last season? Okay, so I've disrespected the boys a bit there. Because You know, they did get through the group ahead of the likes of Inter Milan, ahead of Shakhtar, and then they face City, who are just a beast, aren't they? Absolute freak side. So, you know, I've disrespected Eurofootball Daily there to a level. I apologise, and I will allow some reasoning.
And Gladbach are definitely worth a watch. With Man City struggling for form, a quarter-final place isn't outside the realms of possibility. And from
Yes. Yes, it is.
there, who knows? 5. Valencia will be relegated. Valencia might currently be 12th in the Liga and seemingly safe, but they're just 3 points clear of 18th place Levante at the time of writing. And their position definitely flatters them.
This is punchy, isn't it?
After a car crash of a summer in which they sold £67 million worth of talent.
Where did they finish last year? This is a seriously punchy prediction. Valencia getting relegated. I know that, like Duke said, they're only 3 points clear of 18th at the time of recording. But, you know, I mean, they finished 13th. They were only sort of, you know, 10 or so, 12 points clear of that drop zone pack, though. So, bit of respect. Although, again, it just feels too bold, too punchy of a prediction, this. It's like the opposite of Football Daily. Football Daily went safe. EFD just went fucking wild. Yeah, just shut it. Gladbach are winning the Champo. Valencia are going down. We got to calm down a bit here, boys.
4. 2 English semi-finalists. This prediction might seem a little bold with Man United having crashed out in the groups for the first time in 4 years, but we firmly believe 2 English sides will reach the Champions League semi-finals. Traditional
Final, mate. They reached the final.
Even treble winners Bayern Munich are letting in 1.5 goals per game in the Bundesliga and have conceded 1 more goal than 9th place Augsburg at the time of writing.
They ended up making the final, didn't they? Chelsea versus Manchester City, of course. So this one, spot on. And I feel like some of the comments might have even been, all right, calling Griezmann fantastic recently is a bit of an overstatement. Joe Shepherd called it, didn't he? Joe Shepherd called it. Can 3 goals and 1 assist in 7 games for a Barcelona striker be considered taking off? No, Mattia. You're right. No, it can't. If I understood you correctly, that Griezmann prediction may be the most reactionary statement ever made. Lucas Robinson, I think you're right.
3. Harry Kane top 3 Ballon d'Or.
Nah. Nope. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it.
10th place finish he secured in 2018, having scored a ridiculous
I don't think he was in the top 10, was he,
games.
this year? Top 10 for the Ballon d'Or this year did not include Harry Kane. Where did he actually finish? He finished at 23, so just the 20 places out there.
With Lionel Messi having a mediocre season by his magnificent standards, and a young Juventus side
went on to win it. Let's move on.
2. Mbappé to join Real Madrid.
I mean,
despite PSG sporting director Leonardo,
we've already spoken about this one, haven't we? And it kind of half happened. Didn't really get over the line, but he is gonna. So it's a semi-correct prediction.
1. Antonio Conte will lose his job. Just a few months ago, we, along with most of the football community, were predicting that Inter Milan will win their first Serie A title in 11 years this campaign. The reasoning was pretty sound. The Nerazzurri finished 1 point behind Juventus in 2019-20, with their first 80-point campaign since Mourinho's treble winners, and the Bianconeri were under a brand new manager. But so far, it hasn't gone to plan. While their league form hasn't been a total disaster with just 1 defeat in their opening 12 games and 30 goals scored, the best...
Well, yeah. I mean, what? Am I confused? Did I just hear that right? It's not gone... What?
Rated as the 5th best side in Italy according to expected points, a title win seems like a tall order. If it doesn't materialise, we can see the notoriously volatile Italian walking out or being given the chop.
And he did walk out, but they did win the title. So, again, he didn't really lose it. I mean, this one's kind of semi-correct. We kind of nailed the fallout, but we didn't get the fact that he would win the title right. I don't know why either, because Doogie felt like he was nailing down points to argue that they would win the title. But then, mysteriously, EFD have decided he wouldn't. That's a bit of a shame. 50% on that one. Alright, so those were our predictions for 2021. Now, that video, of course, came out December 31st, 2020. We're going to be doing another version this year, and I want you guys to get involved. Like I said at the start, let me know your predictions in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video, whilst you're down there, please hit the like button. Please hit subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.